All right, I'd like to take a look at this writing that I assigned you last week. And I just wanted to go over it and make sure we fully understand it. It says compare the lines on the graph by explaining in detail what happens to the amount of money in person A and B's wallet. Give 2 facts about person A, support your facts with details from the graph. Give at least 2 facts about person B and support your facts with details from the graph. And the last bullet point says, use at least 4 mathematical vocabulary terms from the chapter. And they are rate, slope, steepness, unit rate, constant change, intersect, positive slope, negative slope, ratio, horizontal change, vertical change, x and y intercepts. There are other terms, those aren't all of them. So the first thing that you should do when you have a problem like this is take a look at the graph. And I don't know in language arts if you talk to your text, but we can talk to the graph. So the first thing I'm going to do is start marking up this graph. So one of the important points that I see right away when I look at this graph is this point on the y-axis. Okay, that point is 0, 12. Okay, which means person A and person B both start with $12. Okay, person A's line is going upward, which means they must be saving money. Person B's line is going downward, which means they are spending money. Another important point that I see is down here on the x-axis, this point right here, which is 6, 0. And that means in 6 days, person B has no money left. They are out of money because they're spending it. Okay? At that time, 6 days in, you can see that person A has $24. Okay? So you could also point that out. When we're talking about lines and we're talking about their steepness, we always want to look for the slope of the line. So when I look for the slope of the line, I'm going to be looking to draw a slope triangle. I want to know how much this person A and person B are spending or saving in the time period, which is days. Okay, and I always want to see if I can find points on the line that I can use to find the slope. So remember, when we use points on the line for slope, we want to talk about where the line crosses the grid. So the lattice points on the grid. Okay, so I would not want to, choose this point right here. That's too big, but you get the idea. Okay, I would not want to choose that point because I don't know that point. I want to choose points that I know, points that I can know the exact values of. So I know the exact value down here at 12, okay? And as I follow this line up, the next point I know is right here. It crosses between those 2 grid lines. I also know this point, and this point, and this point. So I could keep going, okay? I don't need all of these points to find the slope. I only need those 2, okay? So when we're finding the slope, you want to draw a triangle. It doesn't matter if your triangle goes up or down, okay? So I'm going to draw this triangle. Okay, looks like that. And it goes up 2 units, and it goes right 1. So person A has a slope of 2 over 1, which means they save $2 per day. That per day means that's the unit rate, and the slope is 2 over 1. Could I have used any of the other points that I had found? Yes, I should still get the same thing. So let's use a different color. I could use this point here, and I could use this point up here. So they don't have to be the closest points. The closest points will give you the smallest fraction, and you won't have to reduce it then. Okay, so let's use this slope triangle. Sorry about all those notifications. And let's find the height of it. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it goes over 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the slope for this one, if we wrote it, would be 6 over 3. What do we know about the fraction 6 over 3 and the fraction 2 over 1? Hopefully you're saying they're the same thing. 6 over 3, 6 divided by 3 is 2, and 2 divided by 1 is 2. All right? So we looked at person A's line, we talked a little bit about it, so now we got to do the same thing for person B. Okay? Let's switch colors here. And for person B, I can still use that same first point, and I'm going to mark some other points that I can use. Okay? These are called lattice points. They're the points that you know the exact value of. So I'm going to use this point and that point. Okay? So the rise of this triangle is 2, and the run, or the vertical change is 2, and the horizontal change is 1. So this slope is 2 over 1. But it's not going upward. So it's negative 2 over 1. This person is spending $2 per day. Not saving. They are spending. Okay? So that is called your slope. So your slope is negative 2 over 1. It's going downward. That's also my unit rate. Okay? And just like with person A's line, I could have used any of these other points, and I should still always be able to reduce that fraction to the same thing. All right, so let's take a look at what I wrote. I pre-wrote it just so that we wouldn't have to take the time of me writing it and you wading through it. So if I had to respond to this prompt, this is what I would say. Person A and person B both begin with the same amount of money, $12. I can see this from the graph at 0, 12. This is called the y-intercept. Person A's line is going upward from left to right, which means that they are gaining money daily. Person B line is going downward, which means they are spending money. From the graph, I can see that person A is saving $2 per day. Person B is spending $2 per day. The slope of line A is positive 2 over 1 because they are gaining $2 every day. Slope of line B is negative 2 over 1 because they are spending $2 per day. The slopes can be called the unit rate because they are the rate for one day. An important point on this graph is 6, 0 because this is the x-intercept and the time that person B has no money left.